But I think maybe it's something that I try. I know my wife does yoga, and she's definitely something that she enjoys, and it centers her. But there's a couple of techniques that you can use. So there's a meditation technique that he's developed and practiced for more than 5 decades using low impact yoga poses, slow breathing to empower the mind, and mind visualization of 7 centers in the brain, 7 centers in the body. The results: you do well in sports, you do well and succeed, you'll overcome challenges and obstacles. So like I said, we'll be getting him on the line here in just a moment.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Ben.
Yes. Yeah, this is Ben. How are you?
Ben here. Ben.
Yes, how are you?
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
So we have...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. So thank you for coming on the show. Once again, we have Dr. Nguyen Tran. He has developed a meditation technique. So I got to ask you the first question: how did you develop the yoga meditation technique?
Yes, I had to develop it because I was having trouble with study stress, when I was first year at the university, and they sent me to learn meditation. In the technique, I would sit up in a lotus position for hours and trying to empty my mind, but my mind was active. It doesn't want to empty. So it didn't work. It didn't reduce my stress. So then I went and studied all the yoga books that I found in the library and the shops and so on. And I found a book by Theos Bernard. He's an American. He went to India to study yoga for his PhD thesis. And I bought the book for $1.50. And the shop owner said that I get all the good information out of every page of the book. And I told her that I want to do to learn this yoga, to develop meditation technique to help me get over the study stress in my mind. And they say, "Oh, go for it." And then at that time, when I went to the book, it's called Hatha Yoga. When I read the title of the book, the voice came out of my mind and said, "You have to control your mind." I said, "Well, how do I do that?" And the voice came back again and said, "By controlling your breath." So I thought, if this thing work, I will write a book called Mind Control Through Breath Regulation. And I went home and practiced the thing by control my breath.
Awesome.
So I introduced,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I introduced 4 types of breath to control my mind, to empower my mind. Because I can't let the mind sitting doing nothing, trying to empty that. So the first breath is a modified breath. Instead of 2 seconds per breath, I do it 6 seconds. A delay, I make it longer. And that will sound good, very good. And the second breath is oxygen breath. It's 14 seconds. Third one is quantum breath, 14 seconds. And the fourth one is resonance breath, 21 seconds. And I practice them with my yoga position. I pick up the yoga, the low impact yoga exercise. And while I'm doing that, I control my breath with the mind. And it seemed to work quite well. After the first week, I seemed that less stress and my mind seemed to be clear and then got creative ideas and so on and so forth. And after 4 weeks, I didn't have trouble with study stress anymore. So I thought it's great. So when I finish all my exams and everything and I work, and then every time I write a book on this subject, so I can inform other people about its effective effects. That's how the book comes about.
Awesome. And we have Dr. Nguyen Tran on the line. He's author of the book, Mind Control Through Breath Regulation. And the book is out and available right now. I'll put the name of the book there in the chat room. So all you guys that are listening, you can get that book. It is on Amazon.com. So how is this technique different from traditional meditation?
Yes, it's completely different. And it's only a person who don't follow the traditional meditation can only have the courage to practice it. But nowadays, in America, I find that the number of people who meditate have increased by 3 times since 2012 to 2017. The number of meditators have increased 3 times. So, because the meditation is no longer tied to religion. See, the Indian technique is tied to religion. They want to go and see the Almighty and be, get hold of the ability to contact the Almighty and be successful in that way. But they're not interested in studying or successful in studying and successful in sport and so on and so forth. But I find that the technique I introduce, I don't have to sit there for hours and to empty my mind. I have to do the yoga, the low-impact yoga exercise. I have to control my breath, and I have to use my mind to visualize the different center in my body. Supposing I want to solve a mathematical problem, I concentrate my thinking or my mind to the left-hand side of the brain. Or if I want to do music, I concentrate on the right-hand side of my brain. I want to learn to make my muscle go fast for sport. I concentrate on the first type of animal type of brain in my mind. And some people tend to fall when they're getting old. Then I concentrate on the cerebellum of the mind, the animal brain of the mind. And by doing that, I get very well in everything.
Awesome. And this is a technique that I'm not aware of myself, so I'm definitely looking into it and researching it as well. So definitely nice to meet you and hear this perspective. And so what are the essential differences in talking about selection and visualization of the 7 centers in the brain and the 7 centers in the body?
That's right. So the first thing is to get rid of the strain, the stress I have in my mind so I can study. And when I see that after 4 weeks, I say, well, this is great, because it takes less time for me to do, assignment to the professors and to solve the problem. And I got back to my sporting too, because I have more time. Everything is done very quickly. The problem of all the assignment can be solved and all that is done, so they're good, so that I have time for my sport. And in sport, I concentrate on making my muscles go faster and the balance go faster and so on and so forth. And then I get to my emotion. I concentrate on love. I love my wife or my friend or my girlfriend or something. And if I have children, I love my children and I love my parents and so on and so forth. And in memory, I think of the part in the brain about memory, think of short-term, long-term memory and memory recovery so that I can get all my information quickly. And then the other thing is you have to remain young. And to do that, you think of the 2 parts in the brain. One is pituitary and hypothalamus. Hypothalamus control all the hormones in the brain. And pituitary created that hormone. So if you're getting old, if this is a kind of anti-aging. If you're getting old and the hormone that makes you young is going to be reduced. By meditating on the pituitary hypothalamus and think of anti-aging, I tend to get younger. My hair going gray, getting dark again. So I thought, this is great. It's very simple, and it doesn't cost me anything, except
Right.
for,
Yeah, it's a
20
free
minutes
tool you
sitting
can
there
use.
and-
Right.
yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, I was just saying it's
And
something
when I
free you
played-
can use. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's right. And it's very good. And now in America and also in Australia, there are a lot more people concentrate on meditation, and the emphasis is away from religion. So it is more physical and more mind control. So I think the book will be very good for everyone, especially for younger generation. Now, if you start concentrate on empowering the mind when you're young, and then think of the 7 center in the brain and 7 center in the body to keep maintaining all these centers. There are 10 system in the body that the brain have to look after. They're like a skin system, muscle system, bone system, nerve system. Sorry, I got wind. And the blood system, air system, and also reproduction system. The reproduction, if you get older, the hormone doesn't produce anymore, and if you concentrate on that, meditate on that, it come back, and you get young again. And also the 7th hormone system in the brain, that system, and you while you meditate, you think of these things rather than think of God or something else. They don't help you. I think your mind and your body will help you. And it will get much better. Like you get better. You got a healthy life, and you got
Right.
The result of my meditation is you do well in sport, you do well in study, you dare to dream and you succeed, you overcome challenges and difficulties, you tap the power of the mind, you hone the skills and talents, you banish stress, you avert osteoporosis, you reduce diabetes, and you can stay healthy and young. That's very good.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Especially like you're saying for the younger generation, I think that is very key because a lot of kids now deal with a lot more stress, I would say, than when I was growing up. And they need this technique as well, even throughout life, throughout school, throughout any stresses that they have, any peer pressure. There's a lot of different things. Do you have any results you have for the younger generation, how impactful that this would be?
Yes, I'm an academic, and I teach the younger students in electronic engineering. And those who have trouble, I say, well, no problem. You just come and practice the thing I've been practicing for, 30, 40 years now. I think I've been practicing for 56 years now.
Wow.
So they took it up and they got very good marks. And with good marks, they get good jobs. So quite a few of them. One guy from Singapore, he came to Australia to study, and I taught him on becoming a master's degree, and he went home to Singapore, and he went into competition to get a job to manufacture memory devices. Out of 60 applicants, and he won. He got selected. So now he become a very big man in Singapore now. And another one in Sydney, he was applying for a job with 20 people, and he got selected too. So, with this technique, you're more confident, and your mind is clear, and the mind tell you what to do, and things like that. And so it's very good.
Right. Are there some specific people or a spectrum of people, any other people you can think of, or if you have a list that it could be impactful for? I know you talked about people playing sports, people in school. Is there any other areas that this would be useful for?
Oh, yes, it works for everyone, I think. Whatever, but when you start young, you're good. The senior people I'm talking to at the moment, they senior Vietnamese people, they having trouble with falling. And I said, well, no problem. You practice the yoga, the meditation that I'm doing by making your balance